Hello and welcome along to episode 94 of the Don McKellar sponsored A View from Section C. We're starting with a wee bit of a call out this week. Senior, it's good to see you've got still a shit team on it, but good to see you've got kind of a neutral jumper on after you're wearing your fucking Sheffield jumper at the weekend. And even
Who
young
cares?
Stephen Ward called you out.
Who cares? Who cares? That's what I get, right? If people hadn't been sending me messages and giving me shit, I wouldn't have wore it, right? So that's what I get. And in my defence, right, we had this conversation at the game. It was you, your mother, and your wife who bought me them. You said, if I thrown the dummy out the pram, I think you did.
I don't think it did.
I think you did.
I can't remember ordering.
Listen, you're lucky it wasn't a 2-card or the Tammy had been on and off.
So no, I think Shannon got you and Mum got you. I think you only got 2, did you? You only got 3. You got 2.
I got 2 sweatshirts, I think.
Yeah. Aye, Shannon bought you the other day now. So I never bought you anything, so you can stop calling me out for it. It was the wife's.
Listen, you're lucky I never went the whole hog and had the t-shirt on, the sweatshirt on, and the Tammy on. Right, that's all I'm saying. And guess what? I even got messages during the day from Becky and Lara asking if I had sparings because right. we were trying to hedge our bets. So depending on who won, we went out wearing the gear.
No. Aye. Well, listen, I meant to do it last week, and I totally meant to do it the week we did the day of the show, and then I meant to do it last week, but I forgot all about it. But a shout out to Hockey Gran, because obviously Hockey Gran's missing other games just now, because she took a wee fall and had to get a wee operation. But hopefully she's now on the mend. She'll be bored out her face not getting to the hockey again, which is like. But thinking it, all our thoughts are with Hockey Gran for a speedy recovery and getting back to the rink as soon as possible.
Yeah, and stop drinking sherry by the gallon load when you're in the house on your own, right? Just stop it. It's no big and it's no clever, murder. I'm telling you. For somebody that's 183, you know what I mean? She knows. Listen, if you know, you know. That's what I'm going to say.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Well, Senior, I'm gonna start off with the Slimming World with Stella sponsored on this day because I need to get it out the way because when I looked at this, oh Jesus,
oh dear.
So on this day, we do have a birthday, and we were actually speaking about this boy when we were away on the stag do, because you'll probably remember this. They were introducing the team one by one through the door at the rink in the bar, and this guy had not appeared yet. And just as they announced him, Old Stars DJ David Sim walked in as they announced this player, and he gave it the whole wave. And honestly, so we were speaking about that when we were on the stag do. Absolute twat, so yes. But on this day, born in 1994, is Patrick Lee. Mind him?
Yeah, he promised a lot and didn't. He promised a lot and didn't produce. Yeah.
I
think there might have been a few that season.
Yeah, just a few. So this is where it starts to go a bit Pete Tong, and all I'll say is we don't want to ever play games on the 8th of October. So on this day, 2016. We had an away league loss to the Nottingham Panthers by 2-1. Justin Farina, our lone goal scorer in that game. Also the game that Big Joe Fallon said to punch somebody in the puss and get a roughing penalty for it. Tremendous. A year later, 2017, we had an away Challenge Cup loss to the Edinburgh Capitals. Again by 2-1. Our lone goal scored by Gabriel Levesque. In 2022, we had a home loss to the Belfast Giants by 7-1. Philippe Songe, our only goal scorer.
Oh dear.
And our final game, which was last season, 2023, was a home Challenge Cup loss to the Fife Flyers by 4-2. Both goals scored by Anthony Rinaldi. Also the game where Chris got 5 minutes for boarding on, I can't mind, was it Osterberg, I think. Mind, they were just kind of skating towards the boards and he just leant on him and the boy went legs first into the board and he got a 5-minute major for it.
All right.
So, yes, that is on this day. 4 games, 4 losses on the 8th of October.
Wow. Yeah, it's not often that happens. We normally get one small victory in amongst the on this day, but dear me.
So I was starting off and getting the negative out the way as quickly as possible.
That's it. Yeah, because we didn't want to finish a show on a negative. We like to finish on a positive. So
absolutely. Yeah. So moving on to the 51 Club sponsored game reviews. So we had 2 games last weekend. Saturday we were away to the. By the way, I have to say this before I go on to say where they're from. People are now putting this on social media.
I've seen it. I've seen it
a couple of times now. Different people as well. So we were away on Saturday night.
And different names as well.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's not like the same ones. It was just random 4 names.
Yeah, we were in Braehead on Saturday night to the North Lanarkshire, Renfrewshire, Paisley, South Lanarkshire, Motherwell, Pishy Wishy Braehead clan. And it wasn't a very good reading. So Mitchell Herd with the only goal of the first period in the power play at 7:28. Is it Parry or Pear? How does he say it?
I think it's Felix Parry.
So Felix Parry, 25-11. Ryland Schwartz at 28-01. Keaton Jameson made it 4 on the power play at 37-39. Start of the third period, Cameron Kiley unassisted at 45-38. Jake Elmer, a couple minutes later, on the power play, assisted by Dryden Dow and Dominic Alberga, giving Stars a little bit of hope going into the last 12 minutes of the game. But it wasn't to be, with Tyson McClellan at 58-04 with the empty net goal, giving Clan, by all means, from the reports, a well-deserved 5-2 victory. I think the 2 goals might have papered over the performance from what some people had said that were there.
Yeah, I'm watching you took the words out of my mouth. That's what I was going to say. I think our 2 goals probably papered over a lot of cracks on Saturday night. It's not very good reading. We pointed out specific players last week, and one that essays was the guy Finlay, and he ends up with 0+3. It's not good enough. And listen, I've not seen the guy a lot, right? This Felix Parry, but I remember him playing at Nottingham, right? And he was shite, and he's scoring goals against us, right? That's all I'm going to say. It's not good enough. It is just not good enough. From all accounts, we were very, very poor, and and I know that people say, but we came back. Yeah, did we really come back into it that much, or at 4-0 did they go, let's sit back a wee bit now because we think the game's won? We've scored a couple of goals. I think we hit the post a couple of times. I hit the post in the bar as well. But from people who I've spoke to who were through there, it was another poor performance. And again, people were calling out for changes to be made, etc., etc.
Listen, again, we've said it over the years now. We're on season 4 of the podcast. We're 94 episodes in, and we've never called players out on performances, unless you're Tyler Brickler, because he was absolutely terrible.
If you're listening to me, hi mate.
Yeah, hello from South Korea. But yeah, I think the performance, as a team overall, wasn't great. I watched the highlights. There's certainly a few goals that Sabo will want back as well. Especially, I think it was the first one I think I seen. I don't even know how it got through. I just don't think he was expecting it at all to come from this. I think it was the side of the goal. I saw it on Clan's Instagram page, and I didn't even see the shot because it was from that far side of the goal, and it managed to find its way in the back of the net. So I think Sabo will be wanting a couple, at least two of the goals back, probably.
Yeah.
But again, it's coming down to we're leaking goals in all over the place.
Yeah,
we'll come on. Actually, we could come on to the standings just now, just as it's there for the Challenge Cup. So we've conceded 36 goals in 8 games and scored 23. Now, 23 in 8 games. Okay, it's not too bad scoring goals, but conceding 36 in 8 games is a bit concerning.
If you look at that, Junior, see if you're taking averages there, you're looking at losing games 4.5 to 3 or something.
Yeah.
Nearly every game. And
yeah,
I think Mark said it, previous coaches have said it in the Dundee Stars. If you're shipping 4 or 5, potentially more goals every game, not just every so often, but it seems to be every game, you'll struggle to win games.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you've not got the firepower the teams, the bigger teams have got, who can score 5, 6, 7 goals every game. We just don't seem to have that. We have to grind wins out. And listen, I'm comfortable grinding wins out. If I come out that ice arena every Sunday and come home and your mum says, how'd they go on? We won 1-0. I'd be fucking delighted. Or we won 2-1. Or we won 3-2. I couldn't care. I don't care.
Listen.
But we are, overall, as a team, we are shipping far too many goals.
Yeah. It was like we were at a wedding on Saturday, and one of the guys sitting next to her, he was an older guy. He seemed to get hold of for Wraith for years. We're speaking about the football, speaking about last season with United and stuff. And he said, "How did you get on today?" And I said, 1-1 at St Mirren. He's like, "Oh, that sounds like a..." And even Goodwin said it at the end of his interview. He says, "Sports Scene boys, that'll be your last game tonight." But I said it to the guy. I said, I'm sure Dundee fans will be the same, and Aberdeen fans will be the same. It's a lot. If you win 1-0 and you play shite every week, but win 1-0, do you really care? Absolutely not. Yeah. Don't give a jot.
No, you know what? And there will be, at times you probably will be, because you'll go, God, this is brutal to watch. During the game, you'll be sitting saying, this is brutal to watch. And then at the end, you'll go, yeah, we won 1-0, or we won 2-1. How did we manage that? Because grind them out. I couldn't care less. Grind them out. And we'll go into this when we speak about the Sheffield game. But one thing that I took out that Clan game, right, and I want to touch on it, is Xavier Pouliot, right?
Yeah.
So he got a bit of stick for getting involved with the guy, right? Now, Meko is firmly on his peg, I'll tell you. 1, because you'll probably knock his fucking out if he hears this. But 2, joking aside, I've seen the hit, right, on Kylie, and I think it's a bad hit, right? I think it's high. I think it's an avoidable hit. But the guy done it, and at that point in the game, we're getting bit. Why not? Why not just go and do it? And he got kicked out for it, and the boy shot himself because he got his tatties film the week before when he dropped the gloves first. The boy Cusick, or whatever his name is, Cusick, or however you say it, he dropped his gloves first and got a hiding. And he must have thought, I'm not getting involved in this. But you can't go about running guys like that into the boards and not expect something to happen. I'm firmly in Pouliot's corner. Again, we'll touch on it when we come to the Sheffield game. But I think him leaving the ice against Sheffield slightly changed the game a wee bit.
I still, you know me, I hate sticking up for any clan player or anything. I'll never stick up for any of them. It's difficult for me. It was difficult to see how high the hit actually was because they've only got that one stupid camera angle where they look like they're fucking sitting at the back fucking Emirates at Arsenal.
But even if it's not high, Junior, I still think it's boring.
I don't know. For me, it looked like it was shoulder on shoulder, but
sure,
the way that the camera angle is, I can't tell. You need an angle from either ice level or behind the goal looking into it. But even still, Kylie stayed down from the hit, so absolutely go for him. Kylie's
100%.
He might listen. People are obviously there's people on social media saying that Kylie's not really performing the way they thought he would have as maybe a top line centre. Regardless, he's meant to be one of your top players. I absolutely agree with Pouliot going for the guy 100%, for it. That's
so do I.
To do. You've got Urzi as another D man that could quite easily slot back into that position. So absolutely go for it.
And you know what? If Kylie gets up from that, it's maybe a different scenario.
Yeah.
As to what happens, but he didn't. So Pouliot's thinking, you've injured my player, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
And I agree with him 100%. And I know that a few people are saying he could be the guy that's maybe one of the changes. I think as a club, I think it would be a disaster if he leaves us.
Absolutely.
Because we will get the absolute piss ripped to us when he's not there. Look at the Sheffield game. Pouliot's off the ice, and all of a sudden, Watling suddenly begins chirping at Kylie. What? Yeah. No way does that happen if guys like a Pouliot are on that bench.
No.
But going back to the Clan game, really, really disappointing again, Really disappointing.
Yeah. It is. It was kind of a mixed bag of performances over the weekend because we do come back home on the Sunday to the Orange Bastards, the Sheffield Squealers.
Sorry, Brandon, Daisy.
Sorry, Brandon at 7:16 put Steelers 1-0 up. Jake Elmer assisted by Dryden Dow and Dominic Alberga again at 11:28 tied the game. Mark Olivier Valorand at 13:52 put Sheffield 2-1 up. Stars equalised through Brendan Harms, assisted by Zach Sekos at 15:10. 2-0 into the first. There was no goals in the second period. And that's when Pouliot then left the bench. Well, left with about 2 minutes to go in the second period. Didn't come back out for the third. A bit of a lucky break. Mitchell Balmas put Steelers 3-2 up at 50-42. Miko Usola at 56-13 made it 4. Usola with his second empty netter at 58-47. And then Colton Saucerman, I say it's a consolation goal, but in the sense of it was a bit of a token gesture goal for him at the end at 59-31, because I just think we kind of stopped playing with that minute to go.
I'll tell you,
to make it 6-2.
It was some fucking hit by Saucerman, by the way. There was nobody saving that in the league. Nobody. Absolute bullet. But 50 minutes, we were in that game and could have been in the lead in that game because Greenfield robbed Tonge twice. The save in, I think it was the second period, was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Absolutely ridiculous at the cafe end. And even Tonge came to sort of skated to the bench and was giving it the hands up as if to say, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So we could have took the lead into that. And you're right. It was a break. The puck gets played. I think it's to McDonald. And he's trying to get a shot on goal.
Dryden. It was the one timer he was taking on the blue line. Yeah.
No, was that no the empty netter? I thought there was one where the shot. No, Dowd blocked the shot and then fed it to Balmas, who had a 1-on-1. And McDonald's trying to get back after him.
Yeah, I'm sure. Hold on. I'm going back and playing it in my head. I'm sure Dryden took the shot. I think it was Elmer that was skating back.
Was that 3-2?
Yeah, I think it was 3-2. Because the fourth thing pissed me off more with fucking Ferguson again, when there was a blatant hook on his wrist.
So there was
livid.
there was one of them. Elmer tried to get back, and the other one was from a block shot that McDonald tried to put through. You know, that's people will tell you when you're in the position that we're in, that's the luck that you get.
Yeah,
shit luck.
No, absolutely.
Dryden tries a one-timer before, he's probably cracked that, and it's went right on goal every single time. We're at the bottom of the league, so what happens? Yeah, fucking doesn't get it right, and then they break. Same with McDonald, that shot goes on goal, or it goes behind the goal, or bounce back out. What happens? It gets blocked, and then it gets played up the ice. They score again. It was unfortunate because for 50 minutes, and I don't care if people say, Sheffield weren't playing that well. The reason why Sheffield didn't play that well is because we didn't allow them to play that well. I thought we jumped on them right from the beginning, and I think we surprised them. And they got sort of caught up in our sort of game, and they couldn't get out that rut. And then they got that one break, and then that was it. We're then chasing the game, and you're chasing a game against Sheffield. You're not going to win it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the boy Usola, he's absolutely rapid. That laddie, rapid.
Yeah.
And I thought Elmer was going to catch up to him and just
he was
missed
far away.
It goes to show how quick Elmer is.
He was not far away. But how many times have we said that about Jake Elmer? When he's going down that wing, especially the right wing, where he could keep the puck on the outside. If he goes, just keep going, because the D-man, I didn't even think Jeff Marshall would be able to catch him skating backwards. Now, Jeff could skate backwards. Probably better than he could skate forward, and I don't think he'd be able to catch him.
Yeah.
Elmer was lightning, and I thought he's going to get there. And we had that discussion at the game. Should he have dived to try and get it? I think if he dived, I still think he'd have missed him. I just didn't think he knew he was getting that gap closed to at least even just to get a penalty against him. You know what I mean? And then it'd be a penalty shot, hope for the best. But I was disappointed that we lost, but that is probably the best I've felt for a few games now. That for 50 minutes to go with a team who will, in my opinion, I think will Grand Slam again this year, and to match them for 50 minutes, I thought was a tremendous effort.
One thing a wee takeaway for me was there's one boy been getting a lot of stick on social media, especially by a certain one person that sits behind us and looks like Lee Griffiths. I thought Keanu Yamamoto had a fairly decent game. I thought the amount of chances he had, he was unlucky with a couple of them. There was a couple of big saves again for Greenfield. I think he fell over about the first period. I think he fell over. He tripped over his own feet about 3 times, and I thought, God, it's going to be one of these games for him. But he, I actually thought his line worked quite very hard. It was a pity he couldn't get a goal or two to hopefully get him going. I think we said it at the time. Gravel, I think it was a 3-on-2. He could have got it back. It would have been a hard pass for him, but he could have attempted back door, but he took the shot. And I said to you straight away, that's a man, that's a boy who's trying to get himself going. He's trying to get a goal, he's trying to get the monkey off his back, get playing his game.
Yeah, I thought Gravel played well on Sunday as well. Being honest with you, you know what? I
don't think it was anybody that had.
Anybody that didn't play bad. Probably, you know. I think as a group, if the team puts in that effort, determination every game, and I put it on social media, I think we'll win more games than what we'll lose.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for. And if you get beat, it's going to be doing bad luck, or it's going to be doing a team that's been better than you. And sometimes you've just got to accept it, that we'll not win every game. At the moment, we're not winning any games, but we've just got to keep at it and at it. It could be that some players have been told that their jobs are on the line, and now they're sort of, oh, fuck, this is now getting serious type of thing.
Yeah.
Because Mark said it in a few interviews now that, changes might have to be made, and I'm looking. They might still happen. I don't know. So we might we'll just need to roll with what we've got at the moment. And if there is changes, then there's changes. If not, if we get a 15-minute performance that they're putting against Sheffield for 60 minutes, then yeah, I think we'll win more games than what we'll lose. But
yeah, no, I think we would win more as well. But Daniel, it does bring us on to it's time for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So for the good, and we've touched on most of it there. The first 50 minutes against Sheffield is probably I think it's probably the best we've played all season, certainly in the meaningful games. But also, and I'm chopping, I'm not really sure what the best good is, but the performance of Jarrett Fisk on Sunday was outstanding. I actually think that Jarrett is fighting hard to be the starter in every game. And I know that Mark won't do it because he's a young kid. And I think he'll, if Jarrett was to start every game, I think he'll struggle. I think he would burn out. So I know why they're going to chop and change. But me personally, at this point in time, I would have Jarrett as the number one and Richard as the backup, just to see how it goes. But Fisk on Sunday for me was outstanding. Both netminders I thought played really, really well, and probably that's why the score was only 2-2 for the vast majority of the game. So yeah, that's good. That first 50 minutes, but the performance of Jarrett. The bad is some of the goals, and we've touched on it. Some of the goals were conceded against the Clan were very poor, and we're not going to win games if we keep shipping bad goals like that. And the ugly is the run that we're on, and now we've got to go and travel to Guildford and Cardiff to try and snap this losing streak. That is going to be so difficult. So that's my good, my bad, and the ugly.
So yeah, it does take us on to the Liam Mean Tattoo sponsored the game preview. So it is an away double header this weekend. So no home hockey. So a weekend off, which means I could pick up some extra basketball games. And also Shannon's away on a henny. So some peace and quiet. So Saturday, away to Guildford. Bit of a strange one for them this season. They're not really performing as I thought they would have. Dickers usually has a solid team together, a team that gels, has good chemistry. Everyone's usually quite happy and friendly with each other. But yeah, it's been a strange one. I think they've lost 5 of their 8 Challenge Cup games as well, something like that.
They've struggled
5
there.
out of 7 or something. And then I think they're 1-1 and lost 1 in the league so far. They've played 2. So it's a bit of a strange one for them.
I must admit, I've been like you. I've been surprised against Guildford. I've not been really paying much attention to them, just with it being early doors. But as we spoke before we came on air, they've went and released a D-man already. A few fans are saying he wasn't that very good anyway. He'd played 10 games, 0 goals, 0 assists, but he is a D-man. It might be a stay-at-home D-man. Straight out of the U Sports League. But it just goes to show that if it's not going right for Guildford, they'll just spend money.
Yeah.
They'll just go and change it, which clubs like Versailles just cannot afford to do. They'll just go and change it. At the drop of a hat, they'll just get rid of somebody and bring somebody else in straight away. They just splash the cash. It's early doors. Guildford tend to be sort of slow starter, shall we say. But it's down in the rank with the green sets. It's no very good. It'll be a
They're not
first
even
time
green.
for.
They're
Yeah.
mint.
Oh, it's mint green.
Nah, it's
It's no
mint.
mint red, is it?
No, it's just mint.
A lot of our players will have not played there before, so we'll see how they cope with the rink down there and the travel. So
Yes.
I'm hoping to go down Friday, or at least split it between Friday, go down halfway, and then travel the rest on Saturday morning, instead of trying to do it early doors on Saturday and do it in one run. But it's going to be really tough.
Yeah. For me, kind of big standout for Guildford. Also, you got Lewis Hook there, Ryan Tate, Daniel Tedesco, and Matt Alvaro. The three imports being kind of their top point scorers in the Challenge Cup so far as well. It will be difficult. It's always a difficult place for Stars to go. I don't think we've seen many victories there over the years, and that includes even in the BNL.
Yeah.
We've struggled, although we did win a championship in that rank.
Well, that's it. You win the meaningful games, eh? That's it.
Yeah.
But at this
So,
point in time, Junior, for us, every game's a meaningful game to us now because we're in a bottle of rot.
and
So
remember,
I'd
Senior,
like what?
that playoff win was 20 years ago this season.
Yeah. Crazy, yeah.
So what a way to start the season then and get a win in there on Saturday.
Yeah, but as I say, it'll be so tough. This'll be sort of the first big journey for a lot of the players now. You know, Guildford, then across to Cardiff and things like that. So yeah, they'll get an eye opener this weekend. And even
Right.
that includes Guildford's rink.
Yes. Prediction for Saturday?
4-2 Guildford.
Okay, 4-2. I was going to go with 5-2, and the fifth being an empty netter.
Okay, dog.
Now, I am going to speak about this empty net because I saw there was a massive debate on the supporters page about this.
I think you might be arguing with a 10-year-old.
4-2, 5-2, it doesn't matter. Right? We're still trying to give ourselves a chance to get back in the game. So, listen. Pull the goalie. Okay? Simple as that. We might all disagree with it at the time and moan about, oh, fuck, Mark's pulled him again. Here we go, 5-2. We might all say that. But it's still the only thing you could do to try and give yourself an extra advantage.
Yeah.
And then they shoot the puck, they miss it, it's icing. Get a face off in the zone again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's one of those things that, like, is it the right thing to do? The goal difference doesn't count. It just makes the score look a wee bit bonnier than anything.
Yeah.
And there is the argument that, especially when you're not scoring goals, is that extra player going to make any difference? When if the power play is not working, is that extra player going to make any difference? You know. But yeah, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Sunday, we go a wee bit further down across Cardiff.
Excuse me, Junior. I'm fucking knackered.
Wow.
Again, you see that? That was on air yawn. I think Guildford, you go across, but you actually come up.
No idea. Okay.
I think
so. We're going to cross then up to Cardiff.
I think it is. Yeah.
So obviously Cardiff have the returning Cole Sanford. Now that he's back after Riley Brandt, pretty much was the rumour is he's out for the season.
He's prick, is he, Sanford? Sorry, Daisy, but he is.
Joey Martin obviously still there, but obviously Zach O'Brien and Josh McDonald are their two guys that seem to be putting up kind of all the points so far in their games. As you said, it's although it's a more modern rink now from the big blue tent, it's still a very difficult place for teams to go to. And again, purely just because of the travel, but hopefully we will be down there. We'll be staying down in England someplace. But Cardiff, again, I'll be up there competing, certainly. And as much as we like to rip the piss at them, they've got a decent coach behind that bench.
Yeah, they do. And they've probably got one of the best netminders GB's ever had.
Sorry, I thought you were on a bit Matt Carruth there.
He's not playing, is he? See, no, I think he's still injured. I think he is. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but because I've noticed that Ben's been playing most of the games. So, tough again. I think if anything, at least we're no travelling sort of from Dundee to Cardiff. So
yeah,
we could be slightly fresher than what we would normally be because it's a double header away. But it's a make or break weekend for me, for some players, I think. And that's not me slagging players off. I just think as a club, I think depending on what happens this weekend, if it's 2 embarrassments, then I think there'll be changes. If it's 2 defeats and we've maybe been in the game and we've maybe lost it by 1 or 2 goals, then depending on what we think, the coach might decide, right, I'll give them another crack at it, and we'll keep rolling that way. But it is early in the season to be, for a club your stature, to be making changes. But I suppose if you're going to make changes, do it early to get guys in. To allow them to get a run of games, instead of bringing them in for the last 20 games of the season and nothing happens anyway. You've just wasted budget. So if we're going to make changes, make them soon. I hope that this weekend we do enough that we don't need to make changes, because you didn't like to see anybody lost their job. It's not nice. I've seen too many people lost their jobs over the years out with ice hockey, and it's not a very nice situation to be in. But Cardiff is going to be so difficult as well. I think that I think if we're going to take anything out of any of the games at the weekend, it could potentially be the Guildford game. If anything. But I think, unfortunately, Junior, I think Cardiff are going to win fairly easy. I think it's going to be about 5-1 or something.
I've literally just wrote that for myself.
Okay, I'll go 6-1. I'll go 6-1.
No, we'll go for the same score. I could do that. This isn't a competition. You're going to lose this in.
All right, okay.
I was the closest over the Sheffield score. I did say 6-1.
One thing you did forget is the man of the match from the Sheffield.
Yes. So, man of the match for Sheffield. Who are you going for then?
You know what? We spoke about this on Sunday, and saying that he probably didn't want it because of the final outcome, right? But I need to get to Fisk. Yeah. You've probably seen when they announced it, he didn't look too chuffed, but for 50 minutes, it was him. He kept us in that game at times. So yeah, for me, it was Fisk.
I'm glad the club never gave him it again, because he seems to be getting it every week, wherever he is, at home or away. But my man of the match was probably Jake Elmer. I think Elmer was certainly, he was just all over the ice. The amount of times he gets down that wing and cuts back in on guys, and he does, he tries to pull a wee move off now and again. It doesn't always work, but at least he's trying something when there's nobody else up there to support him.
100%.
But yeah, absolutely.
So, you know what?
Jake Elmer for me.
When was the last time, right, the man of the match wasn't a Fisk or Elmer?
I don't know. I dread to look at to find it.
Yeah, I think it's been Elmer and Fisk all the time. Certainly over the past 4, 5, 6 games, maybe.
Someone will need to fact check that for us.
I'm sure somebody will fact check it for us and maybe give us the man of the matches, the official man of the matches from all the games we've played. And it'll be
Andy Mack will do it. Andy Mack can message you because he has it all written down in his wee notes.
Right.
So Andy McCartney, if nobody else beats you to it, let me know.
Get on it. Yeah.
Okay, so a 0-point weekend is what we're looking at, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's just because of the 2 tough away games that they are.
It's just reality, is it? It's not we're not being negative. We're just being realistic based on the form that other teams are in and the form that we're in.
Yeah. So it is time for our two-way watch, and we have our new sponsor for two-way watch senior. It is MBE Valuing Services. Our pal Paul. So I'm going to quickly throw up a wee price list for him as well. Happy days. Car valet, car clean, the lot. You can get it from as cheap as 20 quid. Cheap or large car, senior, that'll be you because you've got a large car. From £23. You've got a fucking large car.
I've only got a Mazda.
All the way up to extreme valleys, which can go up to from £106 and £206 for cheap and large cars. But the price list is there on the screen. If you do, we'll get in touch with Paul Petrie. His phone number is also on the screen, but you can also visit MBE Valuing Services on Facebook and Instagram. He does an absolute tremendous job. I've seen them all over Facebook and that recently. But welcome on board as our new sponsor of the two-way watch. So, two-way watch senior. This weekend, the Aberdeen Lynx are a couple of games. Dom did not play in the home game. They hosted the North Ayrshire Wild. They didn't play that game. However, Aberdeen still won 9-1. Dom did play on Sunday against the famous Paisley Pirates, and they come from Paisley.
Is that like the Steelers from Sheffield?
Yeah, Sheffield. So Dom, I believe, faced and was peppered with shots in that game. They did win by 3-2. Mr. Jaguar was man of the match as well. But so far for Dom in the league, Aberdeen have played 5 games and won all 5 of them. In the 4 games that Dom has played in, he's only conceded 3. The 2 of them are on Sunday, one against the Rockets. The other 2 games, he's had 2 shutouts. So an absolute great start. Great start for Dom at the start of the season. And as much as we'll want the Rockets to win the league and win as many games as possible, it's we do hope that Dom does well, obviously, for Aberdeen, in the hope that it gives him a good chance to maybe get some ice time with the Stars this year. Speaking of the Rockets, they hosted the Kirkcaldy Kestrels on Saturday night. Saturday? Yes, Saturday night.
Saturday.
It was a 4-2 win for the Rockets. Gary Kelly did not play. He is obviously still out due to that hit from Martineau in Fife. However, Josh Saunders also was playing for the Kestrels. And what was a 4-2 loss, however, he did have an assist on the second goal. So yet another point for the young D-man from Fife. But a loss for him. But yet again, it's good to see that he is a steady stay-at-home D-man, is how he's been pitched by a lot of people. He's chipped in a few points already this season, which is tremendous to see. So 6 games that the Kestrels have played, won 3 and lost 3.
I'd like to think that when we play Fife in a couple of weeks, the Friday night Challenge Cup game, right? It's a dead rubber for us now.
Well, it's not.
Oh, it's got to be.
We've still got 4 Challenge Cup games to play.
How many do you play?
12.
Really?
Yeah. So we've got 1 more home game, and then we're away to Belfast, away to Fife, and away to Clan. We've got a away game against each of them still. Now, we've played, I think, 3 more than... Yeah. I think it will be, but at this moment in time, it's not a dead rubber.
That maybe changes the situation then, right? Because it'll now... Because what I was going to say, I thought this was the last game. And I gave Saunders ice time.
Yeah.
And I played the laddie. Just to see how we'd settle in. But no,
another 4 Challenge Cup games to go.
Right.
So that is our two-way watch. Dom with another great man of match performance. Josh Saunders with another assist in an unfortunate loss. Gary Kelly still not back yet, but hopefully back very, very soon. And that is our show, Senior. Just like
well
that.
Well done, Junior. Good effort. You know what? I don't even think it just goes to show what's happening now at nights. Look how dark it is. It's ridiculous.
Well, I don't know why you didn't put the light on at the start of the show.
Well, it's only fucking 6:15, Junior. Didn't think it was going to be as fucking dark as this, did I? You know what I mean? Hello, could you see us?
Oh my god. Anyway,
so
listen,
that's what episode 94?
94.
Did you say? It's getting close.
It is getting close. It is getting close. Yeah.
I'll tell what we're going to hit work in the suit because they're going holiday in November. We're going to hit work out, and honestly, I think it's about 6 weeks.
Oh, I could see it. I could hear it now. Andy McCartney and Dean are going to get us on to replace them. We'll do the 100th show for you. Blah blah blah. Listen, you can argue with Senior on that, and I'm not getting involved in this thing because I tell you to piss off every time. So you can argue with Senior this time.
Listen, didn't he argue with me? I'll just tell them now. Piss off. But you know what you said? You said earlier, right?
Oh, God.
That this is our 4th year.
Yep, season 4. Yep.
Season 4, right? Remember, we started this during COVID, mind?
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
During COVID, we started this.
When we had to socially distance in my house.
Remember at the drive down, remember? That was so funny,
Yeah.
But, yeah. However, listen, Junior, we're still as good looking now as what we were then.
Well, one of it is. On that note, listen, for all of those travelling down to Cardiff and Guildford this weekend, safe travels. I know that our sponsor, Stella, she's on her way down. I noticed Andy Strange had posted that he's going down as well with the family. So,
there's a bus.
Safe travels. Is there a bus?
There's a bus. There's a double-header bus. There's a double-header bus.
Well, Mama Betty, safe travels doing what Abdi. Hopefully enjoy the games. Hopefully cheer on a couple of points. If Paul Petey's down there, we'll probably see his drum make a very rare appearance because it only makes it to away games and not home games.
Terrible.
But seriously, safe journey down, everyone. Safe travels. Enjoy the games. Hopefully come back with some points for us. And we will speak to you all again next week.